The survival of indigenous and African cultures and religions during the European colonization of Latin America. Oshum versus Santa Lucia. The most important cultures in existence before the arrival of Columbus to America were the Aztecs, located in the Mexican territory, the Maya, located in the area that is now Guatemala, the Inca culture, located mainly in the Peruvian area and neighboring countries, the Tupi Indians, located along the Brazilian coast territories, Guarani, located in Paraguay, Uruguay, and southern Brazil. Indigenous cultures in Latin America, like in other countries in the world, have their own understanding of spirituality and spiritual practices. Unlike many non-indigenous cultures, native spirituality is not a discrete part of life, but is integrated with the culture as a whole, with nature and with generations gone by. However, the European colonizers, after discovering and conquering the areas in which the main pre-Columbian cultures existed, started converting the indigenous by imposing the Christian religion and the Spanish and Portuguese languages respectively in Hispanoamerica and in Brazil. At the same time, indigenous spiritual practices were forbidden. Consequently, the indigenous and slaves resisted passively by using two main strategies to continue practicing their cultures. They retreated to secluded areas where they cultivated their spirituality and their community. Similar strategies were used by African slaves brought to America from various African locations from the 16th century during most of the colonization period. Many of the slaves escaped and formed quilombos, a remote inland settlement originally settled by these fugitive African slaves. Another more sustainable strategy was religious syncretism, i.e., to pray secretly to their deities, pretending to be praying to Christian saints. Syncretism, as defined by the American Heritage Dictionary, is the reconciliation or fusion of differing systems of belief. This is most evident in the areas of philosophy and religion, and usually results in a new teaching or belief system. The best known example is La Virgen de Guadalupe and the goddess Tonantzin. Religious syncretism often takes place when foreign beliefs are introduced to an indigenous belief system and the teachings are blended. The new, heterogeneous religion then takes a shape of its own. This has been seen most clearly in Roman Catholic missionary history. Here are some examples of the Roman Catholic Church's proselytization of animistic Latin America. Threatened with the fear of death, natives were baptized into the church by the tens of thousands without any preaching of the gospel whatsoever. Former temples were razed, with Catholic shrines and chapels built on the same spot. Natives were taught to pray to saints instead of gods of water, earth, and air, and their former idols were replaced with new images of the Roman Catholic Church. Yet, the animistic religions the natives had formerly practiced were never fully replaced. It was adapted into Catholic teachings, and this new belief system flourished. Like the Aztec goddess Tonantzin had found her counterpart in La Virgen de Guadalupe, so have other African deities found partners in Catholic saints. In order to follow their master's wishes, the slaves prayed to Catholic saints, but they paired them up with their own deities. A few examples are Saint Anthony of Padua and Eshu, Saint Lucia and Osum, Ogum and Saint George, Imanja and Nossa Senhora Aparecida, These are a few examples of religious syncretism in Latin America. There are many more pairs like these and variations in the matching of the Catholic saints and African deities in various countries where African slaves were used. In Brazil, the majority of the population lists Catholicism as the official religion, but in reality, many follow African religions and invoke the protection of the orishas. On New Year's Eve, thousands go to the beaches dressed in white to offer flowers to Iemanjá, asking for her protection throughout the year.